Hello and welcome to the final board report for Luxe Computers. My name is Brianne Perry and fellow team members are Shelly Humchick, Chelsea Johnson, and Austin Veith. I'm going to begin by discussing the business strategy outcomes for Luxe Computers. The company decided to follow the projected actions established in the business plan with no alterations. We were confident in our decisions and built our tactical plan based on the direction we wanted to see our company grow. Despite the fact that we nearly made it to the penthouse, there were areas in our business strategy in which our outcomes were below average. These areas included total performance, market performance, investment in the future, human resource management, manufacturing productivity. Although there were areas in our outcomes that were above average, and these include financial performance, marketing effectiveness, wealth, asset management, and financial risk. Analysis of these performance measures has given our company an insight as to where our business strategy needed improvement or restructuring. One key area in which Luxe Computers experienced poor outcome was within brand development. It would have benefited the company to create more brands in order to increase our market share and brand presence. However, despite having fewer brands than our top competitors, our manufacturing projections were on target with no stockouts and no customer ill will throughout the life of the company, and our price judgment was rated at 100 for the majority of our brands, indicating complete customer satisfaction. Another area in which the company experienced below average performance was within human resource management. This discrepancy in our business strategy is attributed to hiring only minimal sales and support personnel. The company may have seen greater sales and market presence if we had hired more personnel. Additionally, this outcome may have improved with increased compensation for both sales and support staff within our sales and web centers. High performance is only possible if the firm's compensation packages are competitive and in tune with what is important to our employees over time. Although, based on the fact that a good score is greater than 0.8, our cumulative score of 0.809 indicates that our decisions were not completely incorrect. An area that provided our company a positive outcome was within the category of wealth and financial performance. This outcome indicates the effectiveness of the company to add wealth to the initial investment of the stockholders, along with how well we were able to create new profits for the shareholders. Next, we will discuss the company's performance. Significant events that affected the Luxe Computer Company and the market that we operate in include increase in brand R&D, expanding into new markets, sales force expansion and compensation, and price judgment. In quarter 4 and also in quarter 5, Luxe Computers invested heavily in research and development. This investment allowed us the technology needed to create top-notch computers in the Mercedes, workhorse, and traveler market. The Luxe Pro skyrocketed to the top 3 in the Mercedes market with the addition of the ultra-fast computing power and an office upgrade. The Luxe Pro provided our company with the greatest profit of all of our brands. The Deluxe Pro and the Luxe Top Slim also benefited from the increase in R&D. In particular, the Luxe Top Slim with the addition of an ultra slim design. These modifications pushed the Luxe Top Slim among the top brands within the traveler market segment. Luxe Computers opened a sales office in Paris in quarter 4 and another in Shanghai in quarter 5. While this helped our company to expand, it may have been too late. Our top competitors had already opened in these locations and had a head start on acquiring the majority of the market share. It would have been more beneficial for the performance of the company to expand in each market much sooner. Another area that slowed the performance of our company was within our sales force expansion and compensation. We made the decision to increase our total sales force at a moderate pace, when in fact it would have increased performance to hire more aggressively. Additionally, although we paid our sales and support staff above the industry average, it was lower than that of our top competitors, providing them with a higher productivity percentage. One area that our company performance was spot on was within our price judgment. We were able to maintain a rating of 100 for each of the Mercedes, workhorse, and traveler segments. Now I'm going to turn it over to Shelly Humchick to discuss the competitive environment strategies.
Thanks, Brianne. So today I'm going to be talking about the competitive environment strategies for Luxe Computers. Lux Computers had the following strategies throughout the simulation. We were the low price leader, we offered first-in-class customer service, and we were going to make and sell amazing computers in a worldwide market. We were able to maintain being a low price leader by offering rebates on all of our computers while keeping prices in line with other companies. On average, we sold our computers for $3,100 with rebates ranging between $100 and $200 to maintain our low price guarantee. Luxe Computers finished second in the simulation with 3 sales offices, one in Chicago, Paris, and Shanghai, 13 sales office employees, 1 web center in Chicago, and 7 web center employees. With these employees and sales offices, we were able to maintain our first-in-class priority for customer service. While we chose to stay with a few brands, our brands were fully loaded. Luxe Computers had a market effectiveness rating of 80% at the end of the simulation, making us the number 2 company. Next, we'll be talking about internal resources and capabilities. Luxe Computers was able to outperform the competition in the following area. We had the lowest amount of loans taken. By the end of the simulation, we had only taken 4% of loans. We were able to accurately predict manufacturing demand. Throughout the simulation, we were able to not lose any sales due to stockouts or lose any customer ill will, and we were able to keep our inventory around 23 to 35% for excess capacity. In the Workhorse group, we offered the Deluxe Pro and the Deluxe. The Deluxe Pro scored 81 points, tying Luxe Computers for the number 1 position. Now, what did we do poorly? Luxe Computers was slow to adapt to the changing business environment, and we lacked in the following areas. We were not as aggressive with our investing activities, slow to add new brands, lack of employees in web center and sales offices, and moving away from our focus brand, the Mercedes. Team Luxe was never the front leader and was slow to follow suit with Get It. Get It was very aggressive with their spending and variation in products, and during the first few quarters, we ended up saving our operating cash flow. This action left us behind the competition and was slow to change in later quarters. While Luxe Computers had 6 very different products, we only added an average of 1 or 2 brands per quarter. However, when we were usually adding brands, it was to keep up with competition that was outperforming or to fix a problem within one of our other brands. Get It finished the simulation with 16 very different brands with a wide price range. We should have added more employees and opened new sales offices early in the simulation. Luxe Computers added new sales offices in quarters 4 and 5, while our sales staff had the highest sales demand per person throughout the simulation. If we had added more sales staff and web center employees, we could have alleviated some of the stress on the employees and ultimately had higher sales. While our focus group was the Mercedes segment, our Luxe Pro finished 8th within the group. We did far better and outperformed in the Workhorse and Traveler groups, which weren't our main focus. Next, I'll be speaking about end of simulation market and competition. At the end of the simulation, there were clear differences between Get It and Luxe Computers. We consider Get It to be the market leader within the simulation. These areas included total demand, volume number of brands for sale, number of Salesforce and Salesforce employees, number of web center Salesforce, compensation for Salesforce and production workers, operating and fixed capacities, and demand per salesperson. By the end of the simulation, Luxe Computers had a total demand of 3,126. We also had 6 brands available for sale with wide-ranging products. Number of sales offices was 3, with 13 dedicated Salesforce employees. Number of Web Center Salesforce employees was 7, with 1 office in Chicago. While our compensation was within market standards, we were not the highest in either production or Salesforce. Our operating and fixed capacities were also below our direct competition, while our demand per salesperson was greatly above other competition within the simulation. These differences allowed Get It to have a 44% market share compared to Luxe Computers' 16%. Next up, we have Chelsea Johnson, who's here to talk about the future strategy of Luxe Computers.
Thanks, Shelley. So, Lux Computers is proud of their current strategy and what came out of it. However, these points would be beneficial for future growth. First off, changing priority between Mercedes Workhorse and Traveler, because as of right now, Mercedes is our first priority and Workhorse is our second. After reaching the last quarter, a strategy Lux Computers may want to implement would be making the Traveler our first priority with Workhorse as the second. Next, we'd want to invest more into R&D. To boost our Workhorse and Mercedes brands, we'd want to invest in the 32-inch wide desktop screen, high-speed networking, and touchscreen, specifically for Mercedes, also incorporating the long-life battery for the Traveler segment. Next, we'd want to create more brands for each segment. Get It had 16 brands with 44% of overall market share when we only had 7 brands. Creating more in each segment would help increase our market share and revenues. Next, we'd want to increase sales and production worker salaries. Employee satisfaction is very important, and it would have helped a lot with our employee productivity. Lastly, we want to increase the number of sales office and web sales employees and expand sales offices to all available office locations. So overall, we learned that marketing is key and more is better. We would have invested more, created more brands, and hired more personnel. What we found that worked well was being able to see the competition strategies and being able to reference those. Also, the tactical plan for guidance in our decisions. Lastly, some changes we would have made is conduct outside research on Marketplace Live beforehand to form a better understanding of the simulation, and edited our charter earlier on to make more sense of the finished business plan. This concludes our final board report for Lux Computers. Thank you.